Hi, welcome to Proven Cures. I am your host, Sarah McLeod. Today is Monday, December 2nd, 2019, and I am here today to talk with you. This is actually an addendum to a 4-part series I did back in February of this year on the use of the soursop fruit and its leaves for killing cancer cells. This is actually an addendum to that video series because I was recently contacted approximately about 5 or 6 days ago by one of my subscribers who lives overseas in London, who told me that unfortunately his mom was recently diagnosed with lung cancer, and he watched the video series, but I hadn't addressed lung cancer. And he wanted to know if I thought that it was a good idea for his mom to start a soursop regimen to kill her cancer cells. Well, I didn't want to give an answer to him straight away. I wanted to do some research first. And the problems that I encountered with doing the first 4-part series on soursop for cancer cell death is that the clinical trial, there are very few clinical trial, there's very few clinical trial information that's actually available that was actually conducted in human beings as opposed to animals or isolated cell lines. And if I can't find information that's actually done on human beings, I normally don't share that information here on Proven Cures because I think it's not necessarily false information, but it's not complete information. So just because you find that a product or a drug or a plant is effective on curing a cell line doesn't mean that when that product hits the human body, it's going to behave in the same way, because it's going to have to encounter the digestive system. So I'm not quick to say yay or nay when I can't find human clinical trials. So I spent the last 5 days trying desperately to find a human clinical trial of soursop, also known as graviola, in lung cancer patients. And unfortunately, I wasn't able to find anything. The information that I found was on in-vitro studies of actual cancer cell lines that were killed by the use of leaf extract of the soursop plant. If you are interested in checking that study out for yourself, okay, you can find it in the BMC Complementary and Alternative Medicine Journal. It is titled Annona muricata leaves, that's Annona muricata, muricata. That is actually the scientific name for soursop. Annona muricata leaves induced apoptosis. Apoptosis is another way of saying suicide of a cell. The cell implodes and dies. In A549 cells through mitochondrial-mediated pathway and involvement of NF-KB. I'm not even sure what that refers to, but this is definitely a cellular study. It does not involve human beings. And it was published in August of 2014. And I'm going to read directly from the conclusion of the abstract. It says that our data showed for the first time that the ethyl acetate extract of Annona muricata stopped the proliferation, the growth of A549 cells, leading to cell cycle arrest and programmed cell death through activation of the mitochondrial-mediated signaling pathway with the involvement of the NF-KB signaling pathway. So that means that what they found was that leaf extract of soursop was able to kill lung cancer cells. The A549 is just a moniker they gave to that specific line of lung cancer cells. Another review of clinical research data that I found is titled Emerging Therapeutic Potential of Graviola and its Constituents in Cancers. Graviola being another name for soursop. Now, this review, if you want to find it yourself, is published in a journal called Carcinogenesis. It is volume 39, issue 4, and it was published April 2018, April of last year. And it's actually on pages 522 to 533. And the information that I found here is it can be considered very useful to anybody with the following cancers. And they decide they want to try to incorporate soursop into their diet in order to kill the cancer cells, but they're not sure if they should go by brewing the tea leaves of the fruit, or if they should go with consuming the fruit itself. So this review actually provides a table that elucidates what extract is best used for what cancer situation based on previous studies of those cell lines. I'm gonna hold this up to the camera. Hopefully you'll be able to at least see what I'm talking about before I read it off. I don't know if this is gonna focus. Oh yeah, it's focusing. So you'll see the first cancer there is pancreatic cancer and colon cancer. I believe that says lung cancer, and so on. So I'm going to give a quick rundown of these various cancer types and let you know what extract of the graviola fruit, be it the pulp or the leaves, the cell lines actually responded to via apoptosis or slowing down their growth. Okay, so for pancreatic cancer, both in vitro and in vivo studies were done, and finely milled graviola leaf and stem powder was found to cause metabolic catastrophe, decreasing cell motility. So the cancer cells weren't able to move around, and decreasing cell invasion and causing tumor regression. So it caused tumors to reduce in size in pancreatic cancer cell lines. The leaf extract was also found effective for colon cancer. Once again, it stopped growth. It was anti-proliferative, apoptotic, which is what you really want to see. It causes those cancer cells to die, and cytotoxic. So it was also toxic to those colon cancer cells. In the case of lung cancer cell studies, leaf extract, once again, which I had just explained in the conclusion of the last study I shared, it causes cell cycle arrest. So it stops the cells from being able to move around. Move around and grow and so on. Prostate cancer, the fruit pulp was found to be effective with prostate cancer cell lines having an anti-proliferative effect, meaning it stopped their being able to grow. In breast cancer cells, both the fruit and the leaf extracts were found to be helpful for breast cancer cell lines. The fruit was actually helpful in terms of being an anti-proliferative. It stopped growth, and apoptotic. It caused the breast cancer cells to implode. The leaf extract had an anti-tumorigenic effect, meaning that it was able to cause tumors to shrink, and also it was also considered apoptotic as well. So both the fruit and the leaf extract were found helpful for breast cancer cell lines. In the case of squamous cell carcinoma, once again, both the fruit and the leaf extracts were found helpful in the same ways that they were helpful for the breast cancer cell lines: anti-tumorigenic, anti-proliferative, not apoptotic. Just slows down the growth and causes the shrinkage of tumors. For blood cancers, hematological malignancies, benefit was found by the use of leaf, twigs, and roots, and extracts from the leaf. For these kinds of cancer cell lines, it was found to be anti-proliferative, cause cell cycle arrests, and also apoptotic. So I told you where you can find this information. I thought this was really excellent as far as breaking down the different kinds of cancers and how human beings can use either the fruit or the leaf to help mediate any other therapies that they are taking in order to kill and arrest the cancer cell growth. I hope you find this helpful. To my subscriber, I wish you and your mother the very, very, very best of luck. And if I come across any more information that I think can be helpful to you, I most certainly will let you know. As always, please thank you once again for tuning in. Thank you for subscribing. Always feel free to ask me any questions. I know I might take a few days to get back to you because I'm also a very busy person. I'm always on the road and things like that. My direct email is provencures@gmail.com. And like I said, I'm always willing to do a little extra work to provide the information that you need to better your health. And thank you again for watching. Have a good one. Bye-bye.